Hello everyone and welcome to this practice session of strength of material. In this session we will solve a problem of extension in a rod due to the centrifugal force which is generating because of the rotation of the rod. Here I am showing a problem where the rod AB is rotating in the horizontal plane about this vertical axis with an angular velocity omega radian per second. Since it is rotating, there will be some centrifugal force which is responsible for the extension in the rod, and today we are going to derive the formula for this extension, as well as we will also see that what happens when we see the stress distribution along the length of the rod or the extension along the length of the rod. These three problems are really important from the GATE and other competitive exams. If you will recall a problem of extension due to the self-weight, this problem is equivalent to that. In case of extension due to self-weight, we have seen that the stress value is 0 at the tip of the bar and stress is maximum at the root. On the other hand, the extension in the bar was maximum at the tip but 0 at the root, and this was the formula for the extension, which can be written in different way. We can consider the weight of the bar or the mass per unit length, or we can also write this formula in terms of density. So here also we will try to write our extension formula. The philosophy of the problem we solved for the extension due to self weight and the extension due to the centrifugal force will be similar. So here is our problem. The first thing which we should understand here is the distribution of load. How the loading is changing when I am moving from tip to the root of this bar, and for that purpose let's consider a small segment of length del x at a distance x from the axis of rotation. First let's derive the force actually generated because of this small segment del x. That means I want to find the centrifugal force generated because of this del x piece, and that will be what? Let's assume that the bar is having density rho, cross section area which is constant A, and the length of this small segment is dx. So this is basically the mass of this small segment, and I want to calculate the centrifugal force, and the formula for the centrifugal force is m omega square r, where r is the position of mass with respect to the axis of rotation. So in my case the r will be the distance x and the omega square will remain the same, so the formula will become omega square into x. Using this formula we can calculate the centrifugal force acting at any section of this bar. For example, if I want to find the centrifugal force for a distance x from the axis of rotation, so for in this case actually the segment which is responsible to create this centrifugal force is this segment, and for this the limit will be what? It will be from x to L. So when I will do integration here to get the force exerted at this point, that will be defined by the integration that is from x is equal to L rho a omega square x dx. When I will do this integration, I will get a formula that is the force at any distance x from the axis of rotation, and that will be what? Rho a omega square, and it will be x square by 2. When I will put these two limit, I will get that this formula will be L square minus x square divided by 2. This is very important formula. Sometime it has been asked in the GATE examination or other examination that you have to find the value of the centrifugal force at any given section, or you have to find the stress value for any given section. If you want to find the stress at this section, what would be a stress value? We know that the stress is force by cross section area, so my stress at any section x will become the force Fx divided by the cross section area, and ultimately I will get the A and A will cancel out, and my formula will become rho omega square L square minus x square by 2. And which section will have the maximum stress? The maximum stress will be at x is equal to 0, because in this formula you can see when x is equal to 0 the stress will become maximum and the maximum stress will be at the root, and that is obvious because the entire centrifugal force or the entire mass is going to affect the point at the root. So the maximum load bearing point will be the root point, and minimum load bearing point or the zero load bearing point will be the tip point. So at the tip my stress will become 0 because my x is equal to L here and x is equal to 0 here. So the maximum stress value will be defined by formula rho omega square L square by 2, and the zero stress point will be the tip. We can also change this formula with respect to given value. For example, if the mass per unit length is given, that means the lambda is actually rho into the cross section area. So I can change this formula by multiplying a by a, and I will get a formula that will be lambda omega square L square divided by 2a. If you will observe here, the stress is a function of x square. I can see that the stress is proportional to L square minus x square. That means it, when I will make a distribution of stress with respect to the length, it will not be a linear curve. Instead of that, it will be a parabolic curve. After calculating the stress, let's calculate the change in length due to the centrifugal force. So for that purpose, again consider a small segment of del x at a distance x, and first write the formula for change in length for dx. So let's consider that if the centrifugal force is acting on this length del x, what will be the change in length? Let's write it as del E. So my force at a distance x will be Fx. The length is dx divided by a into E, and I know that what is my Fx. I can check here that just now we have derived that Fx will be rho a omega square by 2 L square minus x square. So I'll put this value here and I will get that the del E will become rho a omega square L square minus x square by this 2 a and E. This is the change in length of this small segment del x. So if you are interested to find the change in length for the entire beam, that means you have to integrate this formula from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L, and when I will do this integration from 0 to L, I will get that it will become rho a omega square by 2 a E, and that will become L square x minus x cube by 3, and my limit will be 0 to L. When I put this value in this integration, I will get a formula that will be rho a omega square L cube divided by 3a and E. I can replace this rho a with lambda, so my formula will become the lambda omega square L cube divided by 3ae. Please remember this formula, it is already asked in different exams. So if you will remember this formula, no need to derive this formula in the exam. So this is the change in length of the bar due to the centrifugal force, and this formula represent the stress value, that the maximum stress will be at the root and the zero stress at the tip. If I will see the distribution of stress and extension with respect to the length, I can see here that my stress is proportional to x square, L square minus x square. That means if I will make the stress distribution with respect to the length, it will be a parabolic curve. However, if I will see the extension is actually your cubic curve because it is a function of x cube. When I will make the two distribution with respect to the length, and that let's check here that if this is the length of the bar is rotating about this pinpoint, let this is point A and point B. So what would be my graph? In case of the stress is maximum here and zero here. So this is my axis of rotation. So if I will plot the stress distribution, the stress distribution will be a parabolic curve. Maximum stress will be at the root and the zero stress at the tip. Similarly, if I will make the extension, I know that the extension will be maximum at the tip and minimum at the root. So if I will make the curve for your extension, the extension will also be look like a curve, but that will be a cubic curve. Such problems are really important for the gate kind exams, and if you will remember these results, you will be benefited because no need to derive this formula. Directly questions will be there and you can get the correct solution. So thank you.